I'm back! Well, what have I got today? Oh my god. It's a Levi Mckenzie. This model comes with free school meals. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's he doing here? Well, I have to put up with him because it's his guitar. This is under review, and this is one of them, what is it?
It's an Epiphone,
Yeah.
and it is a Les Paul Custom.
It's a Les Paul Custom Prophecy. Prophecy. You know, a bit like the devil and all that crap. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a devil playing it. It's a bit of a devil. Well, let's take a look at it, shall we? Don't worry about him. He's just like that other thing I've got. You know, this one. See the resemblance? Yeah, let's get rid of him. Okay, well, Epiphone makes a change to be reviewing something a little bit cheaper. Actually, these are not that cheap, especially this model. I think they're in the high hundreds, right? About high hundreds. I know that he had this one second hand, and he's been wanting to show it off to you for ages because he's done a bit of playing at the end. You know how these guys are, don't you? So let's run through it, and I know that he's going to update me as I go. Yeah, he's like that. Let's get a bit closer to it and see what we get on an Epiphone. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. Okay, well, here we go with a bit of a close-up. The Epiphone Les Paul Custom Prophecy. That's what it's called. Nice top. It's a sort of mapley top, but it's probably maple veneer, but it may not be. Hard to tell. We'll look at the underside wood in a little while, won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. He tells me he likes these sort of things, you know. These sort of things on the top of the knobs. You know what these guys are like, these young guitarists. They like that sort of thing. I'm surprised he's got no earrings yet, but they'll be coming. You've got black hardware, right? You can see that. It's had a bit of wear because it wasn't a new guitar when he bought it. And what can you say? One of the good things about this one is it might be good. Is it good?
Oh yeah, it is good, yeah.
Yeah.
The pickups are good, yeah.
Yeah. Pickups, EMGs. Now the thing about EMGs, as most people know, and he might know too, is that they're a bit sort of hi-fi, you know, the bottoms are the bottom and the tops are the top, and they never meet. They're not like an ordinary pickup. And of course they're battery driven, so we'll get to see that in a moment. Of course it's got the regular sort of Les Paul, you know, neck, middle, and bridge for the pickups, which you'd expect. But looking at the neck, you can see this neck's not bad at all. It's really great action on this one as well. That's how it came. But you can see that it might be mother of pearl, it might be mother of toilet seat. But don't worry about that. The thing is that the frets on the neck are really, really cool. Aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Now we get a bit further down the neck to like this sort of stuff. You'll see it. It's got inserts. Now that could be real shell or it could be real plastic. It just depends where you come from. I can't find any specification on this, although there probably is some out there. Let's not worry about that. So if we don't say what spec it is, nobody can argue, can they? Is that right?
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Nice. No fretware. Decent wood on the neck. Looks a bit like rosewood at least. Let's have a look at the nut. Oh my God, we got it wrong. It's a Les Paul Custom Prophecy Plus. I didn't see the plus bit, did you?
No.
What's your guitar? You're supposed to know.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Oh, you didn't know either.
I didn't take time to look.
He doesn't know. Well, don't worry about it. What we're here for is to have a look at this nut. It doesn't look badly cut actually, does it? It looks pretty cool. I like the binding, the triple binding around the neck, which Les Paul Customs have, don't they? Around the top. Of course, it's not a Les Paul, Gibson Les Paul that is. It's an Epiphone Les Paul, but bearing in mind it's the same company, they're probably pretty similar really. You just find a bit of difference in the woods and things like that. Yeah, but the nut looks pretty cool. and so does the Prophecy Plus cover. Now this headstock, I mean it's a pretty standard headstock for Epiphone, you know, looks pretty cool, it's got the binding around it, somebody's taken the time to do all that stuff, can't be bad. Let's go have a look around the back. Around the back you can see on this particular neck that it's had a piece added across there. Now that's a way of helping reduce costs when you're making one of these. You haven't had to use a single piece of wood, you know what I mean? You can see it's been joined there. Not really a problem. You've also got Grover machine heads, and they're the real deal as well. So, you know, that's all good. Yeah. I like the finish, don't you? It's like a sort of matte finish on the back. Talking of neck, if you look at the back of this neck, it's like a satin finish, but I don't even think it's satin. It's it's smoother than that. It's almost like it's been rubbed down and, you know, with a bit of sandpaper, so to speak, but it hasn't. So they must have some really weird finish on that. Notice further back, there's no scarf joint on the neck. That's been, well, eradicated and joined up there for the other reasons that we said. But the neck itself, it's like a sort of 60s Les Paul. That's I'd describe it like that. What would you say?
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
the
like
same
that.
thing.
Yeah, it's like a 60s Les Paul neck. One of the telltale stories, again, it comes back to the neck, that you'll find on many of the copies that are around, and even some of the less copies that aren't really copies that are originals, have two pieces of wood, as you can see there. Okay, the profile around the back of the neck's pretty much Gibson Les Paul, and so's the binding, Les Paul Custom, that is. So, well, that looks pretty cool, but you can see that's how they saved a bit of money, and they capped it off at the end there. Now, I'm not sure if that's mahogany or it isn't. It's a bit dark, and it does have the sort of mahogany colour underneath, but I wouldn't like to guess and guarantee that, you know, that is what it is. Nevertheless, it's a nice looking piece of wood, but I think that's probably veneered, if you want the truth. It's got nice binding around it again, but I reckon that's been veneered, and I'll show you why in a second. Notice this down here. This is where you put the single battery for the pickups. Now I can tell you that a very common mod for these type of guitars, in fact anything that's got AMG pickups, is to use two batteries and wire them so that we get a bit more oomph going out of it. You can get different sizes of these, but it means a lot of work, so we probably won't be doing that. We'll just keep it as it is. And as for the control plate, that looks pretty much Gibson Les Paul to me. Maybe we'll take a quick look inside. Well, this is more typical of what you find on all of the lower cost guitars, you know, less than £2,000, so to speak, or $2,500. You start finding that the pots are slightly smaller pots. The wiring's a little bit, well, rat's nesty, but it'll work. In fact, on this guitar, it works very, very well indeed. So at some stage later on, you could do an upgrade on this and get rid of these pots and fit proper, you know, full-size pots, and that will remove some of the issues you get with pots. None of them are actually push-pull pots, so it's just a question of flipping some out and flipping some new ones in and maybe tidying the wiring up a little bit. Apart from that, it's all rock and roll. You'll notice that the black material, the black coating, is actually to stop radio interference. It's like a anti-radio paint, or anti-interference paint, for want of a better word. Okay, well that's about it for the back. I think we'll flip it on its side, and I just want to show you a couple of things. Now look, it's not particularly easy to see this, but if you look down there really careful, there's a different piece of wood there than there is there. So the body's made of multi-laminate. There's another piece there that you can see. So you've got a number of pieces, but like I said, on the back you don't see any of that, and that to me denotes that the back's basically a veneer. Well, I'm back.
And I'm back too.
He's back too. No, it's only one of him, thankfully. Back to the guitar. So what do you think of this thing?
It's really good.
It's really good. Well,
Yeah.
how do you define that? I mean, how can you end up telling me it's really good? I mean,
Well, just by playing it, it's really good.
yeah.
Just
How do you
by
compare
playing
it to your other guitars?
Well, because it's a different feel, it's just different.
Yeah. Is it better than your Ibanez or worse than your Ibanez or
Probably better than the Ibanez.
better than the Ibanez? You do. Got something to me. What's a brain? Fancy that. Yeah. Better than the Ibanez. Well, he's got a lot to learn yet, hasn't he? Pretty cool guitar though, yeah. What about the weight in it? I mean, how's that figure?
It's heavier than the Ibanez.
Yeah, I know that. How good? Does it get you down a bit?
A little bit, but it's fine.
It's worth it, is it?
Yeah, it's worth it.
It's worth it. Well, that all sounds good. That's got a case.
Well, it has a case, but it's not the original case, so I don't know.
So you don't know?
How it's like now.
I don't know either. I've never seen one. But they are around, so Les Paul Custom, Prophecy Plus. Don't forget the plus, like we did. Yeah? Yeah. You want the plus, that's what you want. If there is one. Anyway, the thing is, what would I give it as a score? Well, I've seen him playing it, and I hate to say this, but I had to go myself too. I'm like that, you know, try and steal it off the kids, but he wouldn't give it me. So how would you rate it? Out of 10?
Out of 10, so like 10 being the best, or
10 being the real Gibson Les Paul and this being this, but how would you rate it?
well,
Yeah.
about like a 7, a good 7.
7,
Yeah.
a good 7, so that's an 8.
No, like say if it was in the points,
7 3/4.
yeah,
7 3/4. Well, that's a pretty good score. I'd be giving it about an 8 myself. I'm like that. I'm generous, you know. You've got to bear in mind that we actually bought this for about, I don't know, I think it's about £350 or something, second hand. That's about $450, and that's a pretty good deal. It's in pristine condition, near enough. So I'd give it an 8. It plays very much like a Les Paul. Very much like a Les Paul. It's the same weight as well. So if you was to change the headstock and change a few bits of wood inside, well, what would you have? Well, you'd have a Les Paul with the MGs on, which isn't quite the same as a Les Paul, but nevertheless, it does sound good. Yeah. Too good for him. You going to give it me?
I don't know about that really.
Okay. You can be relegated. I'll soon get rid of you. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay.
It's just what you get. He's not the only friend I've got. I've got this one too. Yeah. Stuff him, eh? What do you think? Yeah, okay. Okay, well, it's a bit of a short review. It's a bit like him, he's only about 4'8". But the good news is, we're at the end. Well, we're not actually. Yeah, hope you like the review. Levi brought this along for me to show you guys, so I'm not always, you know, reviewing guitars that cost millions and things. Yeah, pretty nice guitar. Wouldn't mind it myself. And yeah, that's where the story runs dry because he won't give it me. Anyway, it's coming up any second. He's playing. Yeah, he's been practicing a bit, you know. Now he knows it's the A, D, G, B, E. Well, he says it the other way around for some reason. Don't forget to go to www.TonyMckenzie.com. That's important. Well, it will be in Christmas by the time I've updated it all. And or go to my YouTube channel where there's 200 plus reviews. Oh, by the way, one thing I wanted to sort of thank you guys about. I reached 20,000 subscribers the other day. It's rock and roll, and thanks for that. Yeah, it's always appreciated that I'm not doing this work and he's not doing this work for nothing, because we have to go and buy everything just like you. It's tough stuff. Till next time, yeah, get out of here. Shoot him. What a pussy.
She has so little time to get out alive. Closing in, getting closer. Closing in, getting closer. The chase is on, adrenaline goes, the one they try to contain. If they catch her, our fate is sealed. Our hopes gone with fail. Counting down, precious time, and turn on the wheel. Ever closer, feeling dread. The gravity wave is real.